So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. So who is social media chewing raw this time? In today's story, we're going to be opening up on this gorgeous, effortless beauty called Ife. Ifedayo Agoro is a blogger, a businesswoman, and a social media personality.
Here are 5 questions to ask yourself to know if you're in an abusive relationship. Number 1.
She is the founder of the famous blog Diary of a NAIJA Girl, which she ran anonymously for many years before she decided to put her face to the brand and then began making video contents of her lifestyle and her opinions. Ife did not start out intending to make a career out of blogging. She just launched an online diary where she shared the everyday experiences of an anonymous Nigerian woman, and that little seed germinated into something huge. Her content centers around relationships, empowerment, ambition, self-awareness, gender equity, and mental health, especially for women.
Ladies, here are 5 words that men say for you to know that you are in a situationship, assumptionship, and that you have an imaginary boyfriend. Number 1, you are my favorite person. You are easy to talk to. You are loved. Loved by who? God. I know I'm loved by God. Who am I loved by? Loved by. Don't fall for it.
And through her platform, she grew a vibrant community consisting of millions of people scattered all across the world, mostly females, who will take to her platform to pen down their stories anonymously on their shocking experiences on life, relationships, and marriage. She has used this avenue of sharing and storytelling to uplift, connect, and empower women from all walks of life. Ifedayo first got engaged to be married just about the time when she turned 30. And of course, all societal expectations were up there. You see, by 30, it goes without saying that a woman in Nigeria has the expectation not only to just be married, but to have children. Or a woman at that stage has passed the pressures of when are we coming to eat rice to what is going on now? What is really the problem? This pressure does not only come from family, it extends to religious institutions, workplaces, and even social circles. Oh yes, an unmarried woman at 30 in Nigeria, or can I say Africa? Do let us know what the situation is like in your country. Cameroonians, Ghanaians, Gambians, Zimbabweans. Let us know what it is like in your country, where you're from. But it is common to see in Nigeria that a woman above 30 that is not married is sometimes pitied, judged, or even labeled. Some may wrongly assume that it is her fault. She must be so picky, rejecting men, rejecting suitors, not knowing that women are like flowers. Some will cast aspersions on her character. Oh, she must have a bad character. All sorts of labeling may be cast at her. And so many women are forced to settle with whatever to escape these judgments and prejudices from a society who unfairly ties a woman's worth to her marital status. And so there Ife was, confronted with the weight of these expectations. She was engaged to be married to this fine gentleman, and all the plans were underway. The venue was booked and paid for. Ashwebi had been distributed, the traditional uniform worn by guests already distributed and paid for. Oh, people had sewn their styles, ready to slay. A beautiful Vera Wang wedding dress was already ordered for. MC, comedian, name it. Everything was already set and ready to roll. It was just 2 months to the wedding, just about 8 weeks to say I do. And guess what happened? Ife called it off. What? As though a 30-year-old woman calling off her wedding just 2 months to the D-Day was not confusing enough for some people. Her reason for doing so shocked a lot more. Now, according to Ife, the man in her life, her fiancé, was not a bad person, so to speak. He wasn't verbally abusive, he wasn't physically abusive, he wasn't mentally abusive. Never hit her, never raised his voice, never yelled at her, and never used derogatory words. So what was it? She claims that she called off the wedding due to his emotional unavailability. And believe me, to an African parent, that sounded all the way flimsy.
The anxiety got doubled up because you were in an emotionally draining relationship.
Badly, of course. And that's the thing I was trying to tell you, that you have to give your partner that thing where you know your partner has anxiety. Don't make it worse by being emotionally unavailable or not understanding. So it made it worse where that relationship was so draining. Like, it's the kind of draining that you just don't want to do anything. You're just there. It's like Nigeria, where we're just here. We can't go anywhere.
That's a good way to
How they are treating us, we shall stay there. But again, because it wasn't physical abuse, it wasn't mental abuse, it wasn't verbal abuse, it was just emotional. And then, because of the kind of person I am, I'm a problem solver, I'm very good at strategy. I'll sit down and write it that this is how we'll resolve this issue today. This is how I'll say it so that it will go well. This is how. Then I present my case as I have strategized it. It still doesn't go well.
Now, according to Ife, the emotional unavailability of her former husband-to-be was causing her anxiety, insomnia, stress, and mental overload. She knew it from the depth of her heart that she was entering that marriage for mere obligation rather than conviction. She could not bear to subject herself to a lifetime of horror. And so she made her decision, a decision that she has repeatedly described as one of the best decisions of her life.
For somebody who is emotionally unavailable, there's nothing you can do. You can turn yourself upside down. They can like you. They can be kind. They just can't meet you at that point where your emotional needs are very, very... So that was what was going on. So I couldn't sleep. Then I started developing insomnia. Anxiety in store.
Ife has used her own personal experience to enforce to tons of women the absolute importance of listening to your own heart rather than being trapped in the bottomless pit of timing-based societal expectations. Let us know what you think. Does the African person in you believe that emotional unavailability of a spouse, of a husband-to-be, is enough reason to call off an engagement, to call off a wedding that has already been fixed, planned, and paid for? Do you believe that, some men start off like that, and somewhere along the line, somewhere in the marriage, they pick up and, they improve? It is not enough for a woman to, just give up on a marriage that way, as long as he wasn't verbally or physically assaulting you? That is not enough ground. No. What do you think? Or are you team, please? A broken relationship, a broken engagement is better than a broken marriage. If you see something that you cannot cope with, leave, even if it's one night or 1 hour to the wedding day. Let us get your thoughts down in the comment section. Let's proceed. And just in case I haven't mentioned, if you're seeing my face for the first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. So Ife continued to spread her wings and her tentacles far and wide. She launched her Dear Ife series, which featured some of the biggest names and faces in Nigerian entertainment.
Mostly, I guess we'll never know, but it looks bad.
Funny thing is, most of the comments that will be made towards me will not really affect me as much as comments I see about my friends.
Taylor slapped wife. Stop your two slippers. If it's two left leg you want to run with, take it. Run!
You swear you like, no, that's not you.
Think of them when the time comes. When the time comes,
only marriage that is recognized by God.
It's not me, I'm not talking about myself.
Yes.
But as a matter of fact, some men can just have sex.
Yes, with anybody.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. And I believe in revenge.
If I know you, you're a colleague, and you tell me someone did you dirty,
we don't like that person together.
And then she proceeded to launch the Dang Women Fest, a live entertainment event that featured powerful female keynote speakers such as ExxonMobil's Top Shot Adesuwa Dozie. And then she went on to launch her skincare and home brand, selling out hundreds of thousands. Through her various platforms, she kept on empowering women to own their own voices and embrace their own stories and pursue their own dreams unapologetically. Now, driving these kinds of agenda in a highly patriarchal society such as Nigeria is not the easiest job to have, believe me. Several toes will be stepped on, and indeed were stepped on in the course of her movement, and Ife constantly came under attack. She was called a bitter feminist, an old married woman deceiving young girls to rot like her, a hater of men because nobody pitied her and married her. Oh, feminist like her. She wants to deceive young girls and lead them astray. And don't forget the word feminist. Oh my God. To be branded a feminist in Nigeria is like to be branded a combination of a leper, a blood-sucking occultic vampire, and a rebellious destroyer of humanity. And that is why some men see it as an insult. You are a feminist. And many women run away from that word. Please, I am not a feminist. To be called a feminist, oh my God, just go and buy your horns. Make sure you buy the longest ones with pointy mouths and wear, because you are officially the devil. So while Ife's fan base continued growing amongst women, she wasn't all that popular amongst the men, and for obvious reasons. Need I state them? A lot of Nigerian men saw Ife's agenda as a threat to traditional gender roles and a challenge to the long-standing cultural norms and male dominance, and so they did not spare her. So you can only imagine how the internet literally broke in half when on the 7th of September this year, Ife took to Instagram to share this heartfelt video announcing, "I said yes."
My heart is filled with so much joy because I am happy to want to care for you, love you, provide for you, protect you, be there for you, satisfy you.
Hey! Inukwa. The chief patriarchs of social media were not having it. They pulled their sword and they were ready to draw blood. They were like, Ifedayo, you said yes to what? To who? Marriage? Wonders shall never end. They were like, after spending years of your life deceiving young girls, giving them the impression that I don't need a man, I'm a strong, independent woman, I am a feminist, driving the feminist agenda. Marriage does not define you. Move as a woman, independent woman. You eventually are getting married? We will be damned. This gentleman in question, well, not too gentle of a man, who describes himself as the Patriarchy FC bearer. He did not spare any words dragging Ife from Jerusalem to Jericho. He said, "You'll dedicate your life recruiting young girls into toxicity. Pretend like men are not important in your life. Tell everyone that marriage is not an achievement, but now you set ring lights, hire professional cameraman with makeup on flick to announce I said yes." And my posts tonight are referring to that stupid girl called Ife. She should not think that I've forgotten how she attempted to use her stupid page to malign me. I repeat, your marriage must work. If not, I'll be the first to mock you. And you know I have bad mouths. See somebody's husband on social media. Why should not show us if the man kneel down to propose? They know they kneel down to propose to desperate women. 41-year-old Kago, they cry for engagement. Thank God though, my lifetime prayers have been answered. At 41, my lovely wife has been in the game for more than a decade. Idiot is crying like a Gen Z. Old Mama Yongi, expired NAFDAC number. I would like to see this man's wife. He went ahead to say, I'll forgive her if she lasts at least 10 years in her old cargo marriage. Nothing bad if an old woman receives sense at 51. but she's already a fool at 40. I keep receipts. Like I said last night, she better remain married. The end. Now, this may have sounded a bit over the board, but a lot of people nursed this same line of thoughts about Ife. And so there were a lot of comments about her leading young girls astray and portraying marriage as whatever. Some accused her of being the reason why a lot of young girls didn't believe in marriage, and then she now went ahead to get married. The real two-face Idibia. They lashed out at her. But in her defense, her group of armies were very quick to stand up for her. They argued that Ife never condemned marriage or said marriage was bad or encouraged women not to get married. Her campaign has always been about building healthy relationships. Relationships rooted in mutual respect and emotional safety. They insisted that she never challenged marriage as an institution, but rather she challenged the oppressive system and unhealthy relationships that rob women of respect and peace. So there was a lot of drama, back and forth, attack, counter-attacks and defense. But all of those passed. Ife moved to the United States to be with her husband. They had their civil wedding there in the US, bought a home, and they both continued doing their thing, her and her husband, who is also a content creator. So everybody moved on, life basically continued, but there was more drama waiting around the corner. So a few days ago, Ife made this video. Let us take a look at it.
I'm about to trigger the internet people again. If you're a woman, you have no fertility complications, you can carry a child to term, and you decide by yourself that you don't want to do that and you want to use a surrogate instead, your decisions are valid. You don't owe anybody any medical report, apology, or an explanation. Let's make the story personal here. I have a womb, I don't have any fertility complications, I'm perfectly healthy, but I'm still going to use a surrogate.
If the news of Ife getting married didn't cause enough uproar, if her advice to women above 30, encouraging them to freeze their eggs, wasn't chaotic enough, this video of her relaying her stance on surrogacy caused a volcano. And as always, views were divided. A number of people did not support Ife's views. They were like commercializing surrogacy, especially in a country like Nigeria, where regulation is both porous and defective, is a very dangerous trend. To them, doing that will inevitably lead to the exploitation of vulnerable and indigent women. They argue that if we begin to project surrogacy as a business of convenience rather than a compassionate arrangement, then poor and desperate women will be made to unjustly rent their wombs for financial aid, financial survival. And that will not only be unfair, it would create class inequality and lead to an abuse of human dignity. These people, this set of people that came against Ife very hard, they were like, Ife is promoting Western ideologies over our African culture, our African values. And these African values are what set us aside as a people. For them, motherhood is sacred and every woman should strive to carry her own child. Shikina. It is divine. It cannot be outsourced as though it's doing laundry or catering. This is bringing a life into the world, for goodness sake. And that effect glossing about the subject as though she was talking about getting a cook, a chef, or a gardener was a lot off. And to think that you do not want to alter your looks, you do not want to alter your appearance, but you believe that another woman should alter it for your own interest or in your own interest, they didn't agree. They also felt like Ife was downplaying the pain and the plight of women who really needed surrogacy due to their medical conditions, projecting the process from a place of classism and financial capacity or affordability. They felt it was very insensitive of her, and they even felt like she was misleading her audience once again. They claimed that she is in her 40s and for medical reasons she may qualify for surrogacy. So instead of accepting her own peculiar maternal reality, they claim that she's projecting it as just a lifestyle choice, which is misleading. Now this is for these people, this first set of people that came very hard on her. But not everybody agreed, as usual. On the other hand, we had this other set of people who stood very firmly for Ife. According to them, the whole essence of projecting and promoting women's rights, freedom and liberation is to give women freedom to make a choice. The woman opting for surrogacy instead of to bear her children by herself, exercising her right of a choice. The person who agreed to be the surrogate mother still exercising her right of a choice. Nobody was forced, nobody was coerced, nobody was blackmailed. It was simply a choice by the both parties. These people argue that the anger here is not born out of the consideration of women and the concern about exploitation of indigent women. No, that the anger is about the absolute guts and audacity of a woman to dare make an unconventional and untraditional choice. A choice that does not involve her going through pains and suffering to enjoy a benefit. Secondly, this other set of people that threw their support behind Ife claims that not every cultural belief is sacred or must be permanent. Cultures change, and just because something or a concept is untraditional does not mean that it is wrong. And for those people that are saying, how will the mother, if you don't carry your child, how will you feel the connection, the bond, the love? These people were like, how do the fathers feel it? Did the fathers have to carry any baby in the womb to feel the love? Mothers too can. And the motherhood is a lot more than pregnancy. It's about the love, the compassion, the dedication and devotion, the commitment to that child. And that however a woman chooses to have her child should be nobody's concern or bother. And yes, again, lastly, they argue that yes, Ife had said that she is in the physical position to have a baby, but what if she's not in the mental or emotional position to have a baby? Because those other two are oftentimes overlooked. Yes, without physical health issues, pregnancy also comes with a lot of emotional and mental challenges. Depression, suicide, different kinds of things. And for someone like Ife, who has admitted severally that she's dealing with anxiety and all of these mental health challenges.
Again, the anxiety will start from something, because mine started from when my mom died.
If someone else is in a better mental state to go through that journey for her and has better tendencies of handling those challenges and gets well remunerated for doing it, then what is the fuss about? This set of people found absolutely nothing wrong with what Ife said, and they encouraged more women to embrace these options. So ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts about Ife's stance on surrogacy being a matter of convenience rather than of necessity? Do you believe that women should be allowed to pay for and put other women through the ordeal of carrying pregnancies for them, even when they are medically fit to carry it by themselves, as long as they made a voluntary choice and they are well paid for it? Or are you team, no, I do not support surrogacy as a matter of a lifestyle choice? If you do not want to carry your child, then go and adopt. Don't make another woman go through that because of your own selfish reasons, as they have tagged it. Let us share our thoughts on this hot burning issue around surrogacy and every other thing that we have discussed, including calling off a marriage on the grounds of emotional unavailability. If you are a man and you have the resources and your wife has indicated that she would prefer not to have the children by herself and she would like to take the option of paying for a surrogate, is this something you are open to, or are you very African in your concept of bringing children to the world? Let us share our thoughts down in the comments section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.